I think working out is it is a big part of being successful, just because of what working out causes you to do mentally. Because there's a lot of days, like, right, like, we don't want to show up to work out, right? But you're training yourself to be disciplined. So, like, same thing when it comes to like business or work. There's gonna be a lot of times maybe, like, we don't want to go to work, or I don't want to do this. But you're building like good habits working out that translate into your real life. One of them can be discipline. Another one can be, like, think to working out, confidence, like building confidence, right? Because like when I look in the mirror, like I always tell myself, like, I want to look good naked, right? Like no one wants to look bad naked. So I always like tell myself that, and then by that, like, coming from the thing, you're building confidence because you're getting to the thing you're saying that you're gonna do, and it also helps you be a man of your word as well. I'm gonna be shredded, or I'm gonna do this, right? And you, just by doing the thing that you said you were gonna do, that actually like builds the confidence.
I agree 100%. Like, people treat you how they see you. So if they see someone's fit, I mean, well taken care of, they're gonna take you more seriously. And I think that discipline is very important, especially like a lot of people want to have those like your 20-inch biceps, that 8-pack and everything. But I mean, they don't want to fucking put in the work. You don't want to wake up at 4 a.m. and wake up. Even if you don't want to wake up, it's about discipline.
Right.
So waking up at 4 a.m, putting in that work, and paying the price now so you can play later is very important. And a lot of people don't see that. People want to do a lot of stuff, but they don't do it because they don't want to go through the hassle. They don't want to go through the pain. They don't want to go through all these things, but they do want to get the results. But you don't take the easy route. You always take the hard route, and that's the way to be more successful, like he was saying, right? Because it's important. It's important. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. And I agree 100%. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Welcome to the Limitless CEO. Today we have Ray Flores in the house.
What up? What up?
And he's a great guy. He's a fitness coach. He's also into business. He's a great guy. He knows also about influencing people, and how to get better in their body, in their habits, in their discipline, on working out. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for driving from OC, and I appreciate you, bro. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
A little bit about myself. So obviously my name is Ray Flores, but I'm a personal trainer, a group trainer, family man, love sports, love food. Simple guy. But yeah.
How is it like growing like Ray Flores?
How is it growing? Meaning,
like how it's like when you were a kid, like what got you into fitness, and how was your beginnings?
So my beginnings. So growing up, I always played sports. The first sport I was ever in was basketball. So when I was 5 years old, my dad put me in basketball.
Yeah.
And then from there, just got into other sports. And I started playing baseball. I started playing like football, all kinds of different sports. And then the one I actually liked the most, well, the two I liked the most were basketball and football. My grandfather was a huge inspiration for me, and he was like probably the biggest reason like I was in sports, because he was always in my dad's ear about putting us in sports. So then when we were 5, him and my younger brother were just thrown into sports, and then just from there, just play sports our whole lives until now.
I feel like everybody likes sports, especially people growing up in USA. Everybody likes sports, and because I mean, I like sports a lot, but like if you talk to other people from other countries, I mean, everybody plays soccer. Yeah, what sports have you played in there? Like soccer. It's like the language of the entire world.
Yeah,
in
it's
sports.
like the biggest sport internationally.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was one sport I sucked at, though.
So you don't like soccer?
I like watching soccer. Like, watching soccer is cool. Like, I always watch the World Cup, but catch me on the field.
Yeah,
I was just one of those kids who was like running up and down the field. Because for whatever reason, I just couldn't get the ball with my foot. So yeah, it just wasn't like, I guess, coordinated for soccer.
Yeah, no, I'm my family, everybody plays sports, and like I don't watch the games anymore. But like when we're like in parties, everybody's talking about like soccer and stuff. But I'm a lot into business. So I'm like, oh shoot, I should have watched that game, but like Yeah, everybody likes soccer. My family goes for León
Okay,
because
okay.
everybody's from León, Guanajuato. So, but yeah, for sure.
Nice.
And how do you, just changing the subject a little bit? How did you
Mhm.
got into like fitness?
So fitness. So after after college is when I started really like working out, or during actually. I was working out a lot and just like kind of just I guess you could say focusing on myself and just working out. But what got me into like the fitness world was I remember I started off at LA Fitness.
Right.
I was working out there and I was cool with the managers, cool with the salespeople there, and da da da. So that's where I like actually got my like first start into like fitness. So I started off as a salesperson at LA Fitness. I'll never forget. I remember it was some guy Kevin I worked with, Jose,
Yeah.
Anthony. They were cool peeps at the time. And yeah, so then that's where I got my start. And as time went on, I mean, I was always still working out, still super passionate about it. And then where I got my first start in like actually like training was a 9 round in Brea. And the concept of 9 round is basically just like it's like a kickboxing gym.
Yeah.
Like yeah, kickboxing fitness. So it's not like hardcore like kickboxing where you're gonna fight somebody, but it's more like just to kind of like stay in shape, get in shape. And the concept of it is there's 9 rounds and you go through like each round. The workout's about like 30 minutes. So you're at each round for a couple minutes for a couple rounds. Then you go through. Once you go through the whole thing, class is done, finish, boom. And then from there, that's where I started getting into like other types of training. So I started doing like one-on-one training. And later on, further down the road, that's when I got into Fit Body, where I met you. And
Right.
then that's where I was like at for like the longest time. And then like as I was there, that's where I started to get certified because then I wanted to take it to like another level. So I was like, okay, so now I want to like, now that I'm getting the hang of this, I'm getting group training, I'm getting PT, like, or how can
Right.
I mesh this together? And then coming up with like my own training philosophies and like my own
What is
like way of
PT?
training, PT, personal training.
Personal training. Okay. Just for the audience. Yeah.
I know because
Yeah.
probably gets mixed up with physical therapy too. Someone asked me the same thing with that. PT,
Yeah.
physical therapy. No.
Yeah, for sure. So when did you make that transition? Okay, you were working out LA Fitness, and how did you get into the professional fitness industry? Like actually knowing on how to work out and how to get in real results. Because I know a lot of people, like I go to the gym and then I see the same guy for the whole year, and then he looks the same. He doesn't change. So I don't know. I don't know, I don't know if it's a routine, if it's a diet. What is it like? Like what? When did you saw this change on you? That you're like, you know what? I'm ready. You know, I'm physical prepared, mentally prepared. I know this much about fitness, so now I can get into teaching other people.
A lot of it was like trial and error. So I know through sports, like I learned a lot.
Yeah.
But then getting to that next level, like the only weight training I did was in football.
Yeah.
And all we did was have a paper and I went off of that paper. So then like as time went on, I started like how I started was just like trial and error, just YouTubing a bunch of things, looking a bunch of things up,
Right.
Googling when I can, changing my routine, and just finding different ways to like get stronger, build strength. I was like, man, like I want a 6-pack, I want some nice looking arms, I want a like nice chest. Right. So then I started looking up all these things and that's where I really like started to like grow like personally. So then I was like strength training. At the same time I'm strength training, I knew I had to do cardio. So I would play basketball at the time because I had more time on my hands.
When was the time that you got that 6-pack?
Like when I had like the cleanest 6-pack was probably like right when everything like started opening back up from COVID.
Yeah.
And that like what really like where I really started to notice my body change.
Yeah.
Like at first, just like going in was the diet. I knew like I was eating like what I thought was clean.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people like in their fitness journey, like they do this, but they eat what they think is clean. And then like, they're not actually like knowing if it's like actually clean. So then
Do you
what I
think it's
did-
because they're not tracking their macros, or they don't know the balance of the whatever, if it's protein or carbs or fats or
yeah, it's a mix of one, not knowing macros, two, not knowing the types of foods to eat and what's going to benefit the body.
right?
So yeah, so it's like time went on. What I did was I just started like manipulating the diet. So one, I remember I found something like online that I would follow, and I kind of got the structure of it.
Right.
And I was cutting weight really fast. Well, not weight, but fat really fast.
Yeah.
and I was still able to keep the muscle that I was building. So knowing like
Damn.
knowing
You're getting shredded, huh? Yeah.
yeah, I was at that time. I remember shit. I had like an 8-pack. I remember fucking 8-pack. But the only thing, go ahead.
Yeah. Do you think an 8-pack is doable for everyone, or it's just like for certain types of bodies?
Nah. So actually, like looking back, so that specific diet was actually like a prep diet for cutting for bodybuilders, right?
Shit.
So that is not sustainable for a long period of time. That's only sustainable for who knows how long, like as long as your body could take it. So after a while, then I started just like, damn, like I got to do something different because I noticed my body was like, taking on more stress, like not just the stress from the workouts, but actually like stress from like life, right? So I'm like, oh shit, like I got to change something. So then I started getting into more like balanced eating, right? Like making sure I'm eating enough carbs so my body has enough energy, making sure I'm eating enough fat so this way I have like backup storage and I have enough fat on me. So this way, like I can still have energy even if one day I'm maybe not eating as much carbs, or eating making sure I'm eating enough protein, because if I'm not eating enough protein, I'm not having enough like muscle and stuff like that. So two, knowing like the perfect balance helps too. And I always recommend to anyone, like, make sure to have a balanced diet.
Right. What is a balance like? What is a balanced diet looks like?
So a balanced diet looks like,
because I know it's different for everyone, but like, what is a balanced diet that can somebody take in general?
Making sure you have enough carbs. So there's like calculations for everything too, but luckily nowadays with technology, we can always like plug it into like a fitness pal or like calorie calculator, but making sure you're eating enough carbs so your body has energy like for anything. So I always say, like, if you plug it into a fitness pal, a good range to be at is like a 40% carbs, 40% protein, 20% fat. Because why? The protein's still high enough for you to build muscle, the carbs are still enough for you to have energy, and the fat's low enough for you to still like burn off some fat, but it's still enough so you still have a little bit, so you have a backup storage, just in case.
When you say fat, do you mean like French fries fat? Because people are confused. They're gonna think, okay, I'm gonna go and get some fat burger or something, you know, in and out. Like, it's not that type of fat, right?
Not that type of fat. So we still want to, like, when we're eating fats, we still want to eat like healthy fats. And those, like, specifically, I think it's like if you're looking at a label, you can classify it as like a mono unsaturated fat and a poly unsaturated fat. So two, you can tell a difference between if it's healthy or unhealthy, because one of the unhealthier fats usually is more liquidy at room temperature, while a healthier fat is solid at room temperature. So things like almonds, nuts, seed oils like flaxseed oil, olive oil. I mean, having like the meat from fat is still okay. I mean, it depends like how far you want to take this. Like if you want to go to like a T, but like having a little bit of like other fats won't hurt. We just don't want to have amounts of saturated fats, because then it starts to like hang in the body, and fats like that just kind of like stick to us, and they just, like, I know for me personally, like I feel like disgusting when I have like eat a whole week of like just shitty food basically.
What is your diet like right now?
So right now I'm keeping it pretty balanced. So I make sure every meal I'm having carb, veggie, and protein.
Okay.
I'm trying to aim for like 4 to 5 meals per day. So I know like my breakfast, like I usually kind of keep myself in routine, but I'll have like 3 eggs, half a cup of oatmeal, throw some berries on it, a little bit of peanut butter, and then like some fruit. Then for like lunch, a couple hours later, I'm having either like some type of protein, whether it's chicken, ground turkey, ground beef, anything like that, half a cup of rice, and then 1 cup of veggies.
Nice. And do you think that same percentage that you just said, 40, 40, and 20, it applies to like all range of ages, from like, I don't know, like teenagers to like older people? Or it varies?
No, I think a balanced diet is recommended for like,
in general.
That's just in general, like for everyone, because like even like for kids that are even growing, you still want to make sure, like, because obviously they're growing, you want to make sure they're still eating their proteins, their carbs, their fats, because their body needs that type of stuff. The same thing with adults as you get older too. Having a clean and healthy diet can actually prevent a lot of like diseases that occur on like later in life, like high blood pressure, high blood pressure leads to heart disease. Heart disease leads to obesity.
Yeah.
Obesity leads to death. So
Like a domino effect, one after the other.
yeah,
Yeah. How do you shred that valley, the beer valley? Is it
Stop.
diet as well? Is it a different diet or same thing?
Stop.
It applies to like
The beer belly. Number one, stop drinking the beer. I mean, I still drink like beer and like I'll still drink and stuff too. But
Yeah.
like when you drink and stuff like that, just make sure that like you're choosing the right like drinks, right? Because you never know. Like let's say you go to the bar or something, or you go out wherever, and you have like a couple drinks,
Mhm.
right? Like if they're like really sugary and really high with like all kinds of different ingredients, you could be 2 drinks in and like 1,000 calories. You know?
Shit, that many in
That
2
many.
drinks? Damn.
Yeah, because
That
I know like those high sugar ones, like Mai Tais and stuff, they're like
yeah.
fucking loaded.
That's the reason I drink tequila. Only tequila, straight up, or tequila club soda.
That's the way to do it.
100 calories. How important do you think it's to read the nutrition facts on the back of the labels?
I think it's really, really important because there's a lot of false advertisement out there. So when you're at the market, somebody's be like, "Oh, reduce fat, fat free," right?
Yep,
But
yep.
you look at the back of it, and it's like, I'm gonna have like 3 crackers, like
Yeah.
4 crackers, or 4 or 5 of these things.
Yeah.
So like if you read it, you'll see if it's like actually worth it or something. Versus like because there's, like I said, a lot of false advertisement out there. So reading it, making sure you're knowing like serving wise, like too, is this gonna fill me up? Like if I'm eating, and just I think
Like looking at the calories, the protein, how much percentage of the fat,
all that
and if
too,
it has a lot of sodium, things like that, right?
all that fats, carbs.
Yeah.
Like your nutritional label will show you all that. Even too, it'll show you your percent daily values if you want to like get down to a T.
Yeah.
But looking at that's important for exactly.
And then just
those
going
reasons.
back to the 8-pack, because I'm really interested in that. I have a 2-pack, almost a 6-pack. No, I have a 4-pack, almost a
Here we go.
6-pack.
Hey,
And I want to get that 8-pack. So what was the body percentage? The body fat percentage you had back then? Was it like a 10 or something, or 8?
And it was like when I had that, maybe like it fluctuated a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I was like anywhere from 5 to 8%.
Shit.
So like days I ate a little bit more, it obviously like go towards the 8%. But days I ate like less, it was going more towards like that 5%. Let me drink some water real quick. But yeah, that's where it was actually like where I was showing. So too, if you look at a graph, like anywhere like optimal would be like I literally on my body only had like essential fat,
Right.
which is not ideal. Like right now,
It's not sustainable, right?
not sustainable. at
How
all.
long can you go like that?
I mean, it varies from person to person too, because some might be more like mentally stronger than them. They could handle it for like a long time, and they'll like find ways to do it. Like myself, like I would like, all right, freaking hungry, I'm gonna eat a banana or something right now. So then once your body gets like those carbs, because I like at that time I was like really limiting the carbs, but I would eat like a banana, boom, instantly, like my body just felt better.
Yeah, right away.
Instantly.
What is the routine that you would recommend to, let's say, because my daughter, she wants to get into working out,
Mhm.
but someone that doesn't know about working out, what is a good routine to have? Or just anyone that wants to get into working out? Because I know some people go too hard on it.
Mhm.
Like my assistant, like Monday, we went to work out with my office staff, and we did a fucking extreme workout. It was a
Right.
3-hour workout. We fucking crushed
Sheesh.
it. We started with the rack, with the squats, and we did 2 plates. And then we did like 5 sets of that on the back and 5 on the front.
Oh,
And then we superset it with some and I know these terms because he teach me about the terms. I didn't know anything. I got into fitness because when I met this guy on Fit Body Bootcamp, I mean he was the guy. He teach me on the personal level how to get your PR and how to work out on your 80%. And so he got me into working out. I knew how to work out, but not like the way I do now, like more strategically. And so basically we did 5 sets on the back, 5 sets on the front.
Mm.
We superset it with some hamstrings, 100 pounds. And then back to back, we did like 10 sets right there.
Oh.
No, it was 15 sets. And then we went and we did the, lunges. We did 20 forward, 20 backwards. We did like 100. We did 5 sets. And then we went to the the leg press, 5 plates, 5 sets. Then we went to do calves, and then we finalized it with some leg extensions and hamstrings again. And then my assistant, I mean, he's already like he's not motivated. Like he couldn't walk for the whole week. Like,
yeah, after all that, I would have been like,
I mean, how do you have someone like actually like stick to it? Even my sister, like back, we went to Fit Body Bootcamp, and then he's like, because she was looking at me every week. How are you shredding so much weight? You know, we did that challenge, right? So I was there. I was at 218 pounds, and then we did a fucking 6-week challenge. I lost 18 pounds. When I got there,
when you were at the
Fit Body Bootcamp. Right. I got there, and there was this lady, and then she's like, "Nah, it's impossible. The only guy that can lose that many pounds is Fernando." And I'm like, "Who's Fernando?" You'll see. That guy works out insane, twice a day with the vest. He's not natural.
Yeah, Fernando's crazy. He's crazy. He's a little bit.
Shout out to Fernando if you see this. You know, fucking Fernando. I know, but and he used to take all this pre-workout. It was like 400 grams of caffeine. He was crazy. Yeah. But I'm like, if he could do it, I could do it. So I signed up for that challenge. 6 weeks, I lost like 20 pounds. And then next challenge, again, 6 weeks, another 20 pounds. I was just shredding fat.
I remember. Jonathan told me, so he's like, all right. So he's like, what am I supposed to eat? Like, how do I eat? And I was like, he's like, I want to look like you. He's like, give me whatever you eat.
Yeah.
I was like, and I looked at him, I was like, you want to eat what I eat? I was like, I'll give you what I eat, but it's like, it's not going to, it's very plain, and it's like it's not that good. He's like, I don't care. He's like, just send me whatever. He's like, give me whatever you eat.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. I was like, so then I like gave him what I ate, and then he just stuck to the plan. And shredded quick.
Yeah, he gave me a whole list. Like he gave me the beet. I'm like, you know what's beet? No, okay, but I'll buy it. Amazon, that X burner, casein, protein, creatine, BCAAs. I'm like, fuck, man, do I have to take all this? I took everything. And I lost like 40 pounds. But before that, I was like at 320. But it took me like 2.5 years to lose that weight. When I met him, it was like 40 pounds like in less than 3 months. So my sister, she's like, oh, you shred so many pounds. So she went to the Fit Body with my brother-in-law and the son. And they were there for like 3 days. She never came back. She never came back. She was unmotivated. Like she's like, I can't even go to the restroom. Like I got to put my hand actually on the toilet. And sit down. She did too many squats and stuff. But like, how do you get that routine, or how many days do people need to work out? Like maybe like 1 or 2 days a week, or maybe just 5 days a week, but lightly, or how's that work? What is a good workout program for someone that is starting off?
I would say it just varies from person to person, because someone still might have like a strong like foundation, so it might be a lot easier for them to like go those longer days. But if there's someone who's just coming back, maybe after like years upon years, or maybe never even stepped foot in a gym and just came in, a good frequency for them might be like 3 days, 4 days. But I always tell people just to listen to their body. Your body will tell you like to take a break, or to like, for example, like couldn't sit down, like I would have maybe took like a couple of days off. But it just varies like to each person. So maybe like for someone beginning, like 3 to 4. Like, because you're giving yourself enough time to rest. Maybe your legs will be sore the whole week, but just because they're so sore the whole week doesn't mean that like you don't have to skip the gym, but you can still go back and hit another muscle group. So to workout program, like it just depends on your goal. So like if someone's just trying to like build muscle, like I would suggest like just build muscle and like build strength and maybe put on some size. I would say for them to like maybe have like a strength training program where they're doing minimal cardio, but they're using more weights. If someone's trying to lose weight, I would try to do something more on the higher intensity side.
Right.
So I would maybe do like a full body like functional training, or like some sort of like program that has like cardio in it and some strength. But it's always good to have like both, because you can't just do too much cardio, because then the other thing's gonna lack. Because then if you don't do any strength training, or you don't do anything with the weights, your body's not building muscle. You're just like building up your cardiovascular system because of the cardio. Right. I mean, you'll still be like working your leg muscles because you're walking or you're running or you're doing like the Stairmaster, stuff like that, or the bike. but it's still always good to incorporate weights no matter what. Like always include some sort of, like what I believe is always include some sort of weight element and some sort of cardio element.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can always combine the two too, like with the like high intensity program or something like that. Like using, for example, what I mean by high intensity program, using things like battle ropes or using things like your own body, doing like dynamic sort of movements, and then doing things like how do you say, like basically different type of movements that'll just like get your heart rate going, but they're still considered like strength movements because we're like that didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, but like movements that are like how do you like using your cardiovascular system but also using your muscles. So you're using weights, but it's like, for example, like a thruster, like dumbbells at your shoulders and then we're squatting and like pressing. Something like that like is like cardio, like it's like cardio, but it's like strength training at the same time because it's more dynamic.
Yeah.
That'll be an example.
Yeah, you have to do something that, what is it called? Cardio, like core and cardio, core and cardio, something like that. So mix all together, all at the same time. You have to go all in.
There we go.
But yeah, hey, I wanted to ask you, what's the difference between a HIIT, HIIT, and what does it stand for? HIIT, a power lifter, and a bodybuilder. What's the whole dilemma? Because people get it mixed. Like people are so confused. There's so much information out there. There's like F45, Orange Theory. There's like just regular gym, just resistance training. There's running. There's cardio. There's all these things all over the place. So what's the whole difference between all those three things?
So there's types of workouts, or like, I guess, yeah, types of workouts you could say. So you have the HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. So that's kind of like heart rate based. So it's putting your heart rate at very high intervals, and it's giving you a short rest for your heart rate to come down just a little bit, and then, going back into the interval. Again. So that way your heart rate goes. So it keeps your heart rate kind of like up there and constant.
Is that good or bad?
It's good.
Yeah, okay.
It's good because it'll help you build muscular endurance and help you burn fat.
Nice.
Only thing is you got to be careful for like with high intensity workouts because you can also overtrain too. So if your heart rate's too high for a long time, like, can
you get a heart attack?
Potential. Well, this depends if you have like heart problems, but can't get a heart attack, but you can overtrain if your heart rate's in like certain like zones for too long.
Yeah.
Because then your body will start to feel tired and like feel more stress. So that's like the example of like high intensity interval training. Bodybuilding is like bodybuilding training is specifically like for like, how do you say, like you're preparing for a bodybuilding show, hence bodybuilding, right?
Jeez.
So you're training hypertrophy, which is to put on muscle mass. So hypertrophy would kind of fall under that, but hypertrophy is also another type of like way to train because hypertrophy, you're trying to build more muscle mass. So bodybuilding would fall into that. And then bodybuilding, you're trying to like get ready for a show, trying to, right, like look as aesthetic as possible, as ripped as possible as you can. So in doing that, I want
to get a rip as possible.
So the best.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, but yeah. Anyways, the best way to.
What about powerlifter?
So powerlifter. Let's see. Powerlifter.
Like those people on strongman that they're lifting like all this weight, like fucking 1,000 pounds.
So with the powerlifter, they're training specifically just to have them like lift more weight.
Yeah.
Like I've seen like training programs. Their training's intense because it's more volume. They're lifting way more weight, right? They all have their own like little niche, but anyways, the power lifter is like trying to train to like lift more weight, and their movements, they're like, I guess like powerlifting movements that they train for to compete is the deadlift, the bench press, and the squat, and that's all they train for. And there's ways to like progress the movements so that way they can build like more weight. And
I love it.
What other programs are there? Well, those would be like
like ones. the basics, the basics, the fundamentals. But for someone like that is a stagnant already, they're working out. What workout routine would you recommend? Like any like what split for someone? Like a 5-day, 6-day split, or how does that look like in a
So
workout routine?
so like a 5-day split, for example, would be like Monday I'm doing chest and triceps. Tuesday I'm doing back and biceps, which is like a push day, pull day. Wednesday I'm hitting legs. Thursday maybe I switch it up. I hit arms.
Mm-hmm.
The split just depends like on the person and what they want to like focus on. Like I know for me, for example, for a long time I did legs twice a week. I would do one at the beginning of the week, one at the end of the week, and then I would do like my chest and tricep, back and bicep, in between.
I remember.
And then
You were doing Monday. Well, I was doing Mondays. We're doing. I learned this word. It's called anterior, posterior. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Well, that's
Mhm.
how you call it, like in the workout language.
Mhm.
We were used to doing anterior on Mondays and then posterior on Friday, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would focus on that. Like basically anterior just is like the front side, posterior, back side. And then on Mondays I would focus on that. Fridays I would focus on the back side. And then yeah. And then in between hit all the rest of the muscle groups. I didn't do much cardio then just because I was like focused on just trying to just build as much muscle mass as
Yeah.
possible. But
How do you build that muscle mass faster?
faster.
Because
So
I know everybody struggles with building mass.
well, number one, high protein diet.
Mm-hmm.
High protein diet, low fat, so this way you can put on a lot more muscle. I know at that time I was
Mhm.
at like 98, 99 pounds of muscle, I
Shit.
think. And then what was that? Not too long ago, like maybe like half a year ago. But no, not even half a year ago. Before I started running.
Right.
Yeah, so high protein diet, low fat, and then when it comes to working out, I did very minimal cardio. I would just focus on the weights
Mhm.
and just focus on just like my muscles. That was it.
Nice. How important do you think is working out is important to have a good business? Like running your business properly and being a good coach and like just helping you overall. How important do you think it's discipline in working out? Do you think it's a big part of being successful?
I think working out is it is a big part of being successful just because of what working out causes you to do mentally. Because there's a lot of days like we don't want to show up to work out, right? But you're training yourself to be disciplined. So like same thing when it comes to like business or work. There's gonna be a lot of times maybe fuck, like we don't want to go to work or I don't want to do this. But you're building like good habits working out that translate into your real life. One of them can be discipline. Another one can be like think to working out confidence, like
Mhm.
building confidence, right? Because like when I look in the mirror, like I always tell myself like I want to look good naked, right? Like no one wants to look bad naked. So I always like tell myself that, and then by that, like coming from the thing, you're building confidence because you're getting to the thing you're saying that you're gonna do, and it also helps you be a man of your word as well. I'm gonna be shredded, or I'm gonna do this, right? And you just by doing the thing that you said you were gonna do, that actually like builds the confidence.
I agree 100%. Like people treat you how they see you. So if they see someone's fit, I mean, well taken care of, they're gonna take you more seriously. And I think that discipline is very important, especially like a lot of people want to have those like your 20-inch biceps, that 8-pack and everything. But I mean, they don't want to fucking put in the work. You don't want to wake up at 4 in the morning and wake up. Even if you don't want to wake up, it's about the discipline.
Right.
So waking up at 4 in the morning, putting in that work, and paying the price now so you can play later is very important. And a lot of people don't see that. People want to do a lot of stuff, but they don't do it because they don't want to go through the hassle. They don't want to go through the pain. They don't want to go through all these things, but they do want to
Exactly.
get the results. But you don't take the easy route. You always take the hard route, and that's the way to be more successful, like he was saying, right? Because it's important. It's important. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. And I agree 100%. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I would say take the path. There's this line by David Goggins. I love David Goggins.
Yeah, me too.
And he says, he's like, I always like, he's like, I always take the path that's like the hardest to take.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that, like, I remember that. I like,
is it
like,
that from that book?
right there. Can't hurt me. Can't hurt me.
I just read that book. Badass. Can't hurt me. David Goggins.
Read it.
100% recommended. Yeah. 100%. What do you think about like water? Like water is important to the diet. Is it like 1 gallon? Is it like half a gallon? Because I heard a lot of myths about like, okay, half a gallon is enough. And then other people say, oh, the more water you drink, the better. But I don't know what's like the right spot, like the sweet spot for people.
So like sweet spot, like general rule of thumb, like women should have maybe about like 3/4 of a gallon. That's like I think like 90 something ounces. Males closer to a gallon. And I always say like if you're active, just aim for the gallon, just because you're gonna be losing a lot of water like
Yeah.
when you work out and stuff. So it's always good, like good rule of thumb, aim for a gallon. If you don't get to the gallon, that's fine. Your body's still getting water. But water's important, super important too, because 90% of your muscle is made up of water. So the more water you're drinking, essentially, the more muscle you're building, the more fat you're losing. Like because you're building muscle, and when you're building more muscle, you're shedding more fat. That's like what I mean.
Great, great. And how do you get into being a personal coach and being a good personal coach? Because I know you have a lot of requests. You do a lot of personal training. You help a lot of people, and that's amazing. You helped me get into the fitness industry, the fitness journey. Now I can't stop. It's like a drug. It's like an addiction. Like for me, it's like fuck. I gotta wake up. Even though I'm not a bodybuilder,
Right.
I don't have an 8-pack, but I still wake up in the morning, and that gets me going. Fucking, I gotta wake up. Even if I'm not feeling it, let's go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Fucking like, cold shower, hit the gym for an hour and a half. I have all the memberships: Ali Fitness, F45, Fit Body,
Damn.
24-hour Fitness, and wherever I am, if I want to hit a workout, let's go. I don't even like. That's what I do, and that's what I like. So, so basically, what would you recommend someone to like go through to be like a business coach on a personal level, like coaching someone? Well, like what program should they do, or it's either just YouTube? Is it a course that they need to take, or a school that they need to go to?
Like for being like life coach, business coach,
Like like a fitness coach.
a fitness coach.
Yeah.
I would say one, like you, like it's as easy as going like into like a gym.
Yeah.
Like and you like anyone could literally be a fitness coach, but if you want to be great at being a fitness coach, like it takes more than just walking up into a gym and becoming a coach. Like I would say one, you gotta like, you gotta like live it, right? Like you gotta live, like one thing I believe, like I personally believe in, is just living my brand, right? Like staying disciplined, like, and going through it. Like I've like everything like I've worked up to this point, like I've been through. So like I've done like marathons, I've done like different strength training programs, I've done different HIIT programs. So I know like what goes into them. I know how they feel, and it makes me a better coach because now I'm able to speak on it and I'm able to teach on it.
Yeah.
Because I've done it. So
Yeah, so you recommend someone to go through the process, get in shape, because nobody wants to like train, like nobody wants to be trained by someone that doesn't have a 6-pack, doesn't have a good body. So you want to make sure you go through the process and get that 6-pack, get whatever you're gonna show, right? So,
yeah, like in return, like make sure, like just exactly.
I love it. Oh, I forgot to ask you a question. When we were talking about like all these things, what do you think is best? Which gym do you think is best to work on? Like, is there any preference? Like Ali Fitness, 24-hour Fitness, Ghost Gym. Do you think it's important to work on different gyms just because a lot of people use it for networking and other people use it for just like working out?
Right.
Or is it like, or it's just anywhere that you can put in a workout, basically? Do you have a preference on any gym, any gym, or any group class?
Preference, I think. I mean, it all depends on the person, like what gym they want to go to. But like me, like I have like 4 different gym memberships.
Yeah,
so I'll go to like, I like Golds, I like UFC gym, like to work out. And there's more like premium gyms like Equinox, John Reed. Those are like, so I think that just depends on like person. But any gym you go to, you can always like make good connections there and build good relationships. And then for like group fitness classes, like there's like a bunch of different brands out there, smaller brands, big brands. And those are going to be a little bit like, I guess, how do you say, more exclusive? Because a lot of times those like smaller group fitness gyms are going to like costs more than your like actual like just gym that you go to. Just because one, probably the coaching. So a lot of the places believe in like having good coaches, right? And then building community, because it's always better to work like with a partner in community, because then you're able to hold yourself accountable a lot more versus going to the gym. A lot of times people fail in like going to like a bigger gym just because like one, they don't know what to do when they go in. Like if someone's just coming in, never worked out in their life, and they go in, they're not gonna have any clue, any idea what to do. So that's why having a personal trainer is always good. And then
I
yeah,
love
they
it.
might not. Yeah, they
So
just
so
might
so,
not
so
train you.
basically, like having a personal trainer, you just said that. Can you just elaborate a little bit more on what you do? Because a lot of people are going to the gym, like you said, and they fall off track because they don't have an accountability partner.
Right.
They don't have someone motivating them or someone spotting them, and I think it's really important having an accountability partner.
Hmm.
When you're already used to going to the gym, I mean, you're used to it. You know the routine, you know what to do, and you know what to expect. But like, uh, how can people find you, and what is your program like? How do you help people? How do you help people get into shape?
Hmm.
And I mean, what would you recommend on that aspect?
So it's always good to have a personal trainer. Like me personally, like I always try to put it in the form of like I transform lives,
Yep.
and like I build confidence through fitness.
Right.
Because if people can see their own transformations, that's in return going to like build, like give them confidence. Like I know for me, it's worked. It's given me a lot of confidence. So I do that, but through fitness. And then
Yeah.
within that, like I'm helping them stay accountable. I'm helping them, motivating them, right? Um, giving
Ha,
them support whenever they need the support when it
right.
comes to their diet or their workout program or anything. And then within like my own program, like it's just tailored to the individual's goals. So if they're
Hmm.
coming to me and they need to lose weight and stuff like that, I'm gonna go one based off of, I'm gonna give them a questionnaire and like ask them what type of workouts they would like to do, or yeah, what would they prefer, and like there'd be like a big list, like kickboxing, running, this,
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
so that I can get a preference of how they like to work out and where they'd have the most fun. Because no, I mean, to be honest, like if someone's just coming in to work out, more than likely, like, or I mean, they've never worked out, they're more than likely not gonna have like fun working out because they've never done it. It's something new. They just know they have to do it because of their health, or they have to lose a certain amount of weight, or they got a wedding coming up, so they got to
Hmm.
get like, they want to fit in like a certain dress, or they got like things coming up, right? A vacation, or they just want to look good, whatever the
Summer's
case may
coming.
be.
Yeah.
Summer's coming. So with that, like it's always good. I always say it's good to get their preference of working out, like, because then it's like, okay, then they'll have more fun. They'll be more inclined to want to work out, and
Mhm.
they'll show up more. Um, and outside of that too, so once I have that, then I'm just like programming, okay, they want to build muscle. To build muscle, we obviously have to build some strength. So no matter what, we're gonna have to
Mhm.
use the weights to build that strength, right? Um, and I'll make sure to include like real like foundational movements, like a pull day or a push day, and a squat, hinge movements, things that are gonna have practical use like in real life, but things that are also too very functional and that are gonna use multiple muscles and like while they're working out, so that way they can maximize their muscle gains. And then two, on top of that, like let's say someone wanted to lose weight. So to lose weight, we're going to want to burn more calories. We're going to want to eat in a calorie deficit. So we have to make sure that
Mhm.
their meal plans and that their workout is in line with each other, because you can't, right? Can't There's one thing you can't do, which is out train a bad diet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the
What is the
eating,
percentage with the diet and the workout?
big percentage.
Yeah. I tell my daughter all the time. I mean, she wants to get shredded. She's gonna be we're gonna be having the quinceañera in a few months, and she's like, "Oh, I want to get shredded." And then I'm gonna wake up tomorrow at 4 in the morning, and then she doesn't wake up in the morning, and then I'm like, okay, and the following day, but she's been working out here and there. But then, so I want to know what's the percentage, because then I want to tell her, you know what? Even if you don't work out, if you have a clean diet, then maybe you
Mhm.
can get better results, right?
Right.
And just maybe not working out like 6 times a week,
Mhm.
but maybe doing twice or 3 times a week, but with the perfect diet, maybe that's gonna work out better. But like, I want to be able to come in and tell her, like, okay, this is what you need to do.
That always will work better. If you have a good diet,
Yeah.
you can limit the amount of times you work out. As long as you're
Yeah.
like working out the muscle groups and everything you're supposed to. So that way you're not uneven. So like for example, like
But do you think it's like a 20-80 or 50-50 or
I think
30-70?
Like if I had to pick a percentage, I would say diet maybe is like 70%, like 70% of it, and then the workout still like 30% of it. Because if you have clean diet, good diet, you'll still see results. Because there's people who I've met who, before they even went to the gym, they made sure they started eating clean first.
Yeah.
Just by eating clean, they lost like 20-30 pounds.
Shit.
So now with the element of the workout, it's only going to enhance it even more.
Yeah.
So yeah, like for.
So let's say she wants to get a six-pack in right now we're in June, July, August 30th. So she has 3 months in order for her to get a six-pack. What does she need to do? What is the diet like, and what is the workout plan? She's 120 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
She's 5'2".
120 pounds, 5'2".
And she's nothing but the diet tea.
Nothing but
the diet tea. You know what it is? It's the tortillas, tamales, tortas. Everything that has to do with tortas and tamales and tacos.
Yeah, that's the good diet right there.
No, but like I know she needs to change the diet, and she eats a lot of like this fast food, processed food. So, what do you recommend? We're gonna change her diet.
What I recommend is, okay, here's what I recommend. So, I don't know how many tortillas we're eating, but we gotta limit the tortillas.
Maybe like 10. Maybe like 10.
There's always keto tortillas.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just something like, okay, like you have to do this, and then. Yeah.
So one, calculate the macros first. So you can always go online, go to a calorie calculator and a macro calculator. You'll figure out how many like calories you need, what your maintenance calories are, and then obviously she's still growing, so I wouldn't suggest like undereating, overeating. Just maintain if she's daughter's at a healthy weight, just maintain it.
Right.
But focus more on the macros, because if you're focusing on high protein, low fat, she'll build muscle and she'll be able to shred off fat very easily. Now with the workout program, I got to work out like, just depends, listen to your body, but maybe like 3 to 4 times a week, just to make sure you hit all the muscle groups. And if there's specific areas that she wants to focus on, have her like focus on those areas just a little bit more.
Right, so like twice a week. Like let's say she wants to do the abs, or no, because you do abs every day.
I do abs every day. Really small muscle group.
Yeah, so she needs to be doing abs on a daily basis.
Then. And then like if she was working out 3 to 4 times a week, I would have like a leg day, push day, pull day, and then like maybe we could repeat legs again. So that makes sense. Focus. And then like for the first leg day, maybe she's focusing on a squat and then like other auxiliary movements like quad extensions, hamstring curls, calf raises, finish. At the end of the week, maybe like a more glute focus. So we do squats again. And then, because I know the only reason I say glutes because like girls like to focus on.
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, and it takes a lot of your energy, and then you burn a lot of fat as well. Yeah.
And then like focusing on.
And all the girls want big glutes, huge glutes.
I always say personal trainer is cheaper than a BBL. Remember that?
Yeah.
Get yourself a personal trainer.
Yeah. 100%. And then just going sideways a little bit, touching a little bit before we close on the social media platforms. I know you've been growing a whole bunch. Like back in the days, I saw you were like at 1,000, 2,000 followers. Now you're like at 30. I don't know how many, like 30, 40,000.
24.
30K. Yeah, 24K. How do you grow your social media platform so fast?
So when I first started growing like the social media platforms, I would which is probably the toughest way of doing it, but I would follow like a bunch of people within like my own like circle or like network, and like follow. Like 2, I'm also following like people within my industry. So I'm following like a bunch of influencers and like a bunch of different fitness people. So I'm like follow. Liking all their stories, liking their posts, commenting, just being active. And then also 2, for a minute, I was like collabing with people. So just those collaborations that kind of like help like their followers are also looking at my profile, while my followers are also looking at their profile. So it gets more exposure to your page. And then I also would do like paid like the paid ads, which would give my profile a lot more views.
Okay.
And I did that for like a minute of time. So like everyone within like a 20-mile radius, like always seen the ad, and it was like I was always in their face. And then like, oh, who's this? So then like they're clicking right all the time. But too, you have to tailor the audience. So then it's like I'm tailoring to like a certain audience with those. So then I was attracting those. And then and then just like little by little. I mean, I still do the like follow thing, like where I'll follow like people unfollow, and then like
just don't follow me. Just don't unfollow me. No, but yeah, I mean, focus on following people, liking, because if you provide value, they're gonna provide value as well. They'll see you liking, they'll like your stuff. Collaboration is the new currency, so you collaborate with people, so you can get more audience, and people will see you, and you'll see them with more eyeballs and boosting your posts. I mean,
also, that's what I was gonna say is to the post. Like I had a schedule at one time, like of where I was posting like throughout the whole week.
How often do you post? Is it daily or twice a day, once a week?
So I recently went on like a social media detox, so I'm like getting back into the swing of it again. But like honestly, like when I was posting like a few times a day. Stories, I probably had like 20, 30 stories a day. It was like meals, random talks, like everything throughout the day. Yeah. When it came to posts, I'm posting like something on Monday, something on Tuesday, something on Wednesday, something on Thursday, something on Friday, Saturday. Like every day there was some sort of post out there that I had. And I just put myself on a schedule, and it was routine. So like all my followers knew like, okay, this day is going to be like this day, or like Tuesday is going to be like a tip, or Wednesday is going to be this. But now to kind of get content ideas, because so much I use Chat GPT.
Okay.
So that kind of like.
What do you think about Chat GPT and AI, Google?
Best invention ever.
Oh, really?
Ever. Makes life way easier.
100%. So a lot of people want to, I mean, for me, like I want to know what you do to stay so motivated and so energetic. Because I see you on your post, you're like, shoo, like you have a class full, and then you're just jumping up and down, jumping boxes and motivating people. And how do you get that energy? And how do you keep yourself motivated during the day? Like, how do you motivate those people, get that energy? And how do you motivate yourself?
So I motivate like people, like, so like the way I stay energetic throughout the day is I kind of like monitor like what I'm feeling, right? Yeah. Because after so many hours of like teaching and like being enthusiastic, like once it's done, it's like I feel like drained. So then I give myself like, and then I still got to get my workouts, right? So I like give myself a little rest, like, because sometimes I have to wake up at like 3 a.m. every day for work. So
I thought I woke up early, 3:30.
So to keep myself energized, I make sure, one, that I always have food, because food's gonna like give me like energy, like just naturally. But two, like watching like motivational stuff, and then when I see like others in class like working hard, that inspires me. So then that gives me energy. Reading books, that gives me like energy, because then I'm like able, like, oh, like I learned something new, and it just like it like sparks like something in my mind, or like I see something like that someone else posts or someone else does, that inspires me, that gets me motivated again. And then two, remembering like the reason how I stay motivated like in my own fitness journey too is like giving myself constantly like things to do, like sign up for a marathon. So I was like, oh shit, okay, now I threw money into this, now I got to do it. Doing things like signing up for like different events. Like I want to do a High Rocks event, so at the end of the year, like I'm going to sign up for the High Rocks event, so now I have no choice but to train.
What is High Rocks?
High Rocks is like it's kind of like CrossFit. It's like a little event, kind of like a Spartan, but not like a Spartan. It's like a different brand.
Nice.
And then like doing things like that kind of like keeps my energy up. But then in the class, like I take pride in what I do, so like that alone like will give me the energy. Like I have like no choice. Like I put the pressure on myself to like turn it up every day. Like I see new people and they come in, they want to lose weight. All right, I'm gonna help them lose that weight. I see new like people that like need energy. Like, all right, I'm gonna like deliver them energy. Right? If people want to come in, like some people come to these things, they want to socialize. That like what inspires them, right? So then socialize them. But that's kind of like what keeps me amped up. Is always like for them is just like just being inspired, like continuing to find inspiration gives me the energy to just keep going.
I love it. Yeah. Every time when I was working out, I wouldn't go to any other class. Just your class, because like other people are like so boring. Like I wouldn't even want to work out. Like I need that energy, that push, that drill sergeant type of thing. Like so
Right.
someone that is motivating you with energy. It's
Mhm.
important. And then just to close out, like, what is your purpose? Your purpose. What is your purpose? What is your personal core values or business core values, whatever you want to say that, and then your mission statement, if you have one.
So I would say my core values. One is like God. I always say I don't mean like just like God in general, but like what like God like teaches, and I don't mean like a like quote unquote like just a God in general, but right like my God, right, like in the Bible, like gives me like a set of rules to live by. It gives me different instructions on different things, and like that like not just that, but like just the fruits of like what a person who believes in God should bear. I think so. Like generally speaking, like I guess God, like that. I think that like ties into like a lot of what my core values are, because I definitely like value like honesty a lot, and I value integrity, and I value like I wouldn't say like I value hard work. I value what else? Those are like big, like the biggest things for me, like hard work, integrity, honesty. Because if you're not honest, I feel like you can't be trusted. So I always try to be like as honest as possible. And then with the hard work, like that's what's gonna make the bread and take me further in life. It's hard work.
1,000%. Yeah, for us, it's more like I have an acronym. It's called REAL T. Real T. Results, excellence, accountability, leadership, and teamwork. And
Damn.
that's how we remember. Because like you said, like leadership, you have to be a leader, lead by example.
Right.
Excellence, we hire nothing but excellent people, nothing less. Uh, Accountability, if you're not accountable, if you don't do shit, like if you can't be accountable, then you can't do anything.
Right.
So and then discipline, you have to be disciplined. You have to put on the right discipline and be able to do the shit even if you're not motivated, because
Yeah.
sometimes you can be motivated and sometimes you don't. So
True.
to be able to be disciplined and disciplined with the right habits, with the right people, with the right information, and then real teamwork. You have to be able to work as a team, because it's not about me, it's about we. It's a we environment. So that's our basically our core values. But yeah, like you
Nice.
said, like it's important to be honest, to have integrity, and to be a hardworking. So it's similar,
Yeah.
but it's different wording.
I would say too, like part of like personal values, like I was like thinking about it right now for a second, but discipline like falls into there. Like I'm huge on that.
Yeah.
Huge on that, because my own workouts, my own life, discipline's big. And then two, I would say accountability as well too. Like piggybacking off that, because two, there's a quote I like. It says, "A goal is a wish, but a standard holds you accountable."
Yep. 1,000%. And then what about your purpose?
My purpose.
It could be your purpose in life, your purpose in your business, or your purpose in your long term.
Man, I feel like my purpose in life is to just be a beacon of light to people, whether it's through like my job, just in general, just life, just to be that like bit of like love, light, and like hope that would be like in the world. Because I just feel like so much has changed, like since like back in the day. Like my parents like raised me like real old school, like right. So like I just feel like just being a beacon like of light to people, like, and being like that
inspiration
to them, and being that like that guy to them.
Yeah, I love it. Man, Ray, we chopped it off so much, and I know we just barely touched the ice of the iceberg. We need to have you back for the second round. Thank you much for being here. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for having me, John.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much. And yeah, anyways, please follow Ray Flores. Can you throw out your handles?
Yep, it's Coach_Ray Flores.
Thank you so much for chiming in. Please tune in to watch that podcast on Saturday. It's going to be released, and let's get it.
Let's go.